Hello students. Today we are going to continue our first chapter and last topic, this is the last lecture for the first chapter, right? In previous lecture we have started the functional areas of management. In that we have completed the first one, that is marketing management. Now in today's lecture we are going to learn the other functional areas of management, that is human resource management, financial management and production management. Okay, so let's start with human resource management. See this about this particular functional area that we have already discussed in the functions of management, that is staffing, right? The modern name of staffing, or in this modern era, this staffing, it includes what? It includes the broad sense of training, selection, that is proper scientific selection and a training, that scientific training and development. Okay, so nowadays it is known as what? It is known as the human resource management, right? And this employees, right, they are working in the business unit, they are the what? They are the live asset that we have already seen in the function of staffing, right? They are what? They are the invaluable asset, because they are the one who are going to what? Who are going to put all their efforts for the achievement of the business objective, right? And success of any business, that depends on whom? That depends on its employees, right? If employees, they are enthusiastic, they are loyal to their company, loyal to the business, and most important, if they are satisfied with whatever that they are getting, then business is going to achieve what? Is going to achieve the success. That means that constant what? That constant profit, that can be what? That can be achieved. And if the needs are satisfied, suppose for an example, if I'm an employee of a specific organization or of a company, right? Whatever the things that I'm doing, I'm going to what? I'm going to provide my service, and in return of that, I'm going to get what? I'm going to get that particular salary, that is remuneration, right? And if it is as per my caliber, it is as by my skill, right? Then obviously I will be satisfied, right? And apart from that, a proper conducive environment and proper care, that need to be taken for what purpose? For the satisfaction that can be increased amongst the employees. Now what is conducive environment? That is, when you go to the workplace, that workplace should be what? Workplace should be as such that employee is going to feel pleasant, right? That a proper space that will be maintained, and a proper place that will be decided for the work, for the home, for the employees, right? Some welfare facility that need to be given. Suppose for an example, there are more than 200 employees, they are working, so one canteen facility will be there, one that emergency medical service, it will be available, right? So that increase what? That increase the boost of whom? Of the, that increase the moral, that boost the moral of whom? Boost the moral of the employees, right? So this human resource management, it is a what? It is a very broad concept, because everything that is planning, controlling, directing, whatever the purpose for the human resource that need to be taken, it requires an immense and a great effort. Okay, and for this a proper care that need to be taken, right? Because see, management is what? Management that is done for whom? For the humans. And by whom? By the humans. So human is at the center, and they are the only one from the all four factors of production. They are the only one who are the living asset in the company or in the business unit, right? So they will be what? They will be affected by each and every thing that is going in that surroundings, right? Okay, by whether it is a personal life or a professional life, they are going to what? They are going to have that effect. Okay, right? And and if such care is taken, then what we can say? Loyalty is going to increase. They are going to what? They are going to feel enthused. Feeling of oneness among the employee, that is also going to develop. And due to that, their work efficiency is going to what? Their work efficiency is going to increase. Work efficiency, that means what? There will be less error in the work, right? That management, what they are going to do? They are going to manage their human resource. They are going to manage their manpower in a proper way and in a that systematic manner. Then the success of the business, it is guaranteed. Getting my point? Okay. And the meaning of HRM, that is human resource management, right? Understand this thing. It is a process which takes into consideration like proficiency, knowledge, intelligence, likes, dislikes, personal development, necessity of whom? Of the employees, right? That what is this proficiency? Okay, suppose for an example, what are my interest area, right? What is my professional qualification? What kind of knowledge that I am having? what is my intelligence that is there. Okay, yes, if I am putting into some logical situation and I'm adopting that situation, I'm responding it into a positive manner, then the outcome will be what? Outcome will be positive. Likes and dislikes, right? That if some that a proper care is taken, then there will be avoidance in the grievance between the employees, right? Then when two or three people they are going to work together, there will be what? There will be that that difference of opinion, it will be there. Okay, right? Personal development, it can be achieved, right? Ke bhai, yes, he want to what? He want to go for the higher level of designation or higher level of position in the future period of time. Personality development, it will also be there. Ke bhai, how they are going to behave with their superior, how they are going to behave with their co-workers, how they are going to behave with their immediate boss, right? What is the necessity, why this person is working for that, why the person is working, right? Suppose, see, each and every target is what? They want to earn something, they want to earn monetary consideration. That we have studied in the 11th standard, that that money is at the center in the model world, right? This is the one kind of the economic activity. So in return, what they are going to get? They are going to get that monetary consideration. They are working for that only. But apart from that, what is the necessity? What if I want to prove something in my life? Then I will be what? My moral, it will always be boosted, right? So HRM, they are going to identify these parameters, they are going to identify this criteria, okay, by which employee need what kind of motivation. Okay, right? And it integrates them with the business objectives, channelize the business towards the path of success and profitability. That means there will be what? Okay, there will be that support, that subordination of what? Subordination of the individual interest into the general interest. That is, individual goal will be converted into the organizational goal. If I have some target in my mind, yes, I want to achieve the success in my life, I want to achieve the development in my life in the future period of time, and business, what they are going to do? They are going to show me the picture. Okay, yes, see, if you focus on your work, if you do your work properly with 100% accuracy and efficiency, then you will be promoted to so and so position. And when this thing will be, obviously that both the parties, they are going to be benefited, that employee as well as company, right? So this is the broad definition of human resource management. Okay, then characteristics of HRM, it includes what? It includes selection, training, promotion and direction to the employees. Selection, that means what? A proper person need to be selected at the right time, at the right position and in the right numbers, right? So selection will be there, and after selecting those person, some theoretical and practical knowledge that need to be imparted into them. Okay, by how to handle the machine, how to manage all the things in your department, or who is your boss, who is your immediate supervisor, immediate boss or immediate departmental head. Everything that will be that will be what? That will be given as a training. Promotion, as I said, a higher level of position or higher level of that cadre, that will be what? That will be given to them. And direction, see, direction, that is going to be required at each and every level of management, that we have seen. And when humans are working, so this direction, that what? That proves very important. And it is what? It is very crucially, that is going to, it is a crucial factor that is going to be needed for what? For the accomplishment of the objective. So HRM, what they are going to do? They are going to select, train, promote and direct. Next, that is individual objectives that will be integrated into the business objectives, so that the success of both, that is individual also and business also, they are going to what? They are going to achieve. And ultimately the common objective of what? Common objective of the company, that is going to be what? That is going to be achieved. Then basic function of HRM, that is what? That is to manage whom? To manage the employees, right? Okay, someone is coming into the company, in the organization, right? So what are their likes, what are their dislikes, that on which position they are comfortable with, everything that need to be taken care. Why? Because they are the valuable asset of the business. Okay, if you give them training, their knowledge is going to increase, their skill is going to develop, and ultimately that is going to be what? That is going to be benefited in the achievement of the business or accomplishment of the business objective. Getting my point? Okay, so basic function is HRM is what? That is to manage the employees, that if any problem, if any grievances are there, right, any kind of differences or difference of opinion between the employees, then those things will be removed. By whom? By the HRM, that is human resource management. Okay, then it gives the training to whom? To the bottom level of workers, that is HRM. They are going to arrange the programs about what about the training, okay, how to enhance the knowledge, how to enhance the skill, how they can develop their personality, and they are going to arrange the development programs for whom? For the departmental heads, so that the decision taking power, the managerial ability, that is going to what? That is going to increase, right? So training, that is for whom? That is for the bottom level of management, and direct development, that is for whom? That is for the middle level of management, or we can say that is the officers level training that will be there. So who is going to arrange all these things? That is HRM, that is human resource management. Okay, and it evaluates the performance, that is human resource management, right? This specific department, what they are going to do, they are going to evaluate the performance of each and every employee time to time, so that if a person, if an employee is continuously performing well in his or her own department, then that person should be promoted to the higher level of position, right? Performance evaluation, it will be there, right? That suppose for an example, what will be my criteria of performance evaluation? That is your result, right? My performance, that will be evaluated by the result that you guys are giving. Okay, so this thing is necessary, okay, by if performance evaluation it will not be there, then there will be what? There will be that that liberty that they are going to take, who? The employees. Okay, yeah, nobody is going to supervise, nobody is going to evaluate the performance, then what is the need to perform the task, right? But HRM, they strictly focus on what? They strictly focus on the performance of the employee, and that performance will be evaluated. It can be quarterly, half yearly, or yearly, right? Generally this kind of performance evaluation task, it will be there annually. Okay, so after 1 year they are going to get, if they are doing well, then they will be what? They will be appointed on the particular right place, that is through promotion. If they are not doing well, then transfer it will be there, or dismissal it will be there. Okay, and efficient management can reduce labor turnover rate and can maintain skilled employees a longer period in company. Now understand this thing, what is labor turnover rate? See, labor turnover rate means the number of employees they are leaving the company, the number of employees they are leaving the company during a specific period of time, say for 1 year. That is called as what? That is called as a labor turnover rate, right? If in the 1 year the employees they are living in a numbers like 100 or 200, right, then my labor turnover rate is high. If only 10 or 15 people, 10 or 15 employees they are leaving the company, then my labor turnover rate is low. So how to reduce the labor turnover rate? That is by what? By this thing, okay, by proper care it will be taken by the human resource management, proper training it will be given, okay, proper direction it will be given, and due to that employee, they can what? That skill employee, they can be what? They can maintain for a longer period of time. And when this labor turnover rate is going to decrease, when employees they are going to stay for a longer period of time in the company, ultimately that will help whom? That will help the business, that will help the company, right? Because it will increase the prestige of the company in the market. Okay, but yes, this company is what is taking care of each and every necessity of the employees, so and so only, they don't need to change the job. Okay, right? Then next is, what is the importance of human resource management? That is, first is efficiency of employee, that is going to what? That is going to increase. Now what is efficiency of employee? What is efficiency? Efficiency, that means there will be what? There will be less error in the work. When there will be proper care that will be taken, proper training that will be given to them, then obviously what is going to happen? Their efficiency, that means their decision making skill, their that implementation of the task, that always be what? That always be that always become what? That always become efficient, due to what? Due to the efforts of the HRM, that is human resource management. Profitability of the business, that is going to increase. Less error, less wastage of material, right? Less wastage of human resource. So obviously the profitability of business, that is going to what? That is going to increase. Prestige is maintained. As I said, now that when labor turnover rate is going to decrease, when the people, those who are coming into the organization, they are going to stay for a longer period of time in the company, then the prestige, the credit worthiness of the business, that is going to increase in the market. See, company, the prestige or the image of the company, that is what it comes from, what it comes from the employees. If employees, they are satisfied with the company, with that particular environment that they provided by the company, then they are going to go outside and tell good things about the company. If they are not satisfied, then they are not going to tell the good things about the company in the market. So ultimately the prestige, their credit, that is going to what, that is going to get down. So due to HRM, prestige, that is going to be what, that is going to be maintained. And less error, that decision taking power, that is going to be improved. People, they are going to increase, they are going to enhance the knowledge and the skill. So ultimately what, the quality of goods and services, that is going to what, that is going to improve, right? Because when the human resource, the manpower, they have that particular capability of producing the goods without less error in the work, then obviously what is going to happen, that quality of goods and service of the company, that is going to be improved. That also helps in what, that also helps in maintaining the prestige of whom, prestige of the, okay. Then feeling of oneness, right? That word is missed, right? Please, when you are making notes, write down this thing. Feeling of oneness among employee is going to what, is going to develop. Because see, this HRM, they are directly connected with what, they are directly connected with the problems of the human resource, that is the manpower, right? They are going to solve the grievances between them. They are going to describe the job easily to whom, to the employees. Everyone, they should know, okay, by what kind of work they need to do in the company. So obviously that feeling of oneness, that is going to what, that is going to arise. Job satisfaction, when job satisfaction is increasing, obviously the feeling of oneness, that is going to what, that is going to develop. Reduction in labor turnover rate is seen, that I have already told you that what is labor turnover rate, that is the number of employees leaving the company during the specific period of time, that is say for year, that is called as what, that is called as a labor turnover rate. When proper training, proper salary, that will be given, proper guidance, that will be given to the employees. So ultimately what is going to happen, the labor turnover rate, that is going to what, that is going to reduce. And job satisfaction among the employees, that is going to enhance, right? If I'm going for a job, I have my own material, I have my own place to sit, I have my own place to have that particular work, doing a work, then obviously job satisfaction is going to increase. When there is a harmonious relationship between superior and subordinate, co-workers, they are what, they are coordinating with each other, they are cooperating. So obviously job satisfaction among the employee, that is going to what, that is going to increase or enhanced. And finally, when this job satisfaction is going to be achieved by whom, by the employees, then there will be what, there will be an industrial peace. They are going to get proper salary, they are going to get that right bonus, they are going to get that right particular that place to work, right? That proper position, it will be there. Then obviously there will be no problem of conflict or chaos between management and the employees, right? Otherwise what is going to happen, people, they are going to what, they are going to put that particular thing, yes, strike, fulfill our demands, hamari मांगे पूरी करो, like that. Okay, so what is that? That is the industrial dispute, right? But due to this, there is, due to the effort of HRM, there is human resource management, that is going to what, that is going to help the employee in what, in maintaining the industrial peace, right? Specific nowadays, that HR department, they are being established in the company. What they are going to do, even in some companies, we know, okay, when we need to select, we are going to take personal interviews, right? But some companies, they are also taking what, they are also taking exit interview, okay, why this person is leaving the job. Getting my point? Okay, why, what kind of factor that employee is dissatisfied with the company and leaving the job, so that they can what, they can put efforts in maintaining the other human resource or the other manpower. Getting my point, right? So all these things that are covered under what, that are covered under the human resource management, that is HRM. Okay, right? Next, third, that is financial management. Finance, that is needed, right? Business, when we think about business, when we have idea of the business, we need to have what, we need to have that finance in our hands, capital, that what we say, right? And finance is what, it is like a lifeblood of the business, right? Finance is going to require with each and every, it starts with the planning, that expert person, when we are going to appoint expert person for the plan, they are going to charge some kind of fees from them, right, from the company. Okay, for about, we are appointing a person, that we need to give them the salary, we need to purchase the raw material for the establishment of the 4 factors of production, we are going to require what, we are going to require finance. And finance is required for what, for the establishment, that is new establishment of the business, development of the business, expansion of the business and modernization. Okay, if we want to purchase new machinery, we want to change the particular structure of the company, right? We are going to what we are going to have that that modernization, that new technology that we need to invent, that central AC site, something like that, or new computers that will be introduced in the company. So what will be that is called as a modernization. Expansion, that means that one unit is there and we are establishing the new unit, right? That is the second manufacturing unit, that is expansion. Development, that means by step what we are going to do, we are going to have that particular one unit, then in that unit we are going to construct more rooms, and we are going to purchase new material, that is machineries and everything, and we are going to employ the person. New establishment is there, so obviously we are going to what we are going to require finance. And what is the meaning of financial management? That is, it means the function of utilization and allocation of capital. Okay, how to acquire the finance, how to utilize that particular thing, and how to allocate it, right? See, I think one word is missing there. That financial means finance function, that means what? It is a function of acquiring, that means how to get the finance, how to utilize it on its fullest, right? And how to allocate. That is called as what? That is called as a financial management, right? And this function, it must be done in an ideal and efficient manner. Why? Because this is the thing, right, which will decide the success of the business. That if the fund that has been utilized that in an ideal manner, in an ideal way, then and then only what? That is, there will be what? There will be a proper fund that will be what? Or sufficient fund that can be maintained for the future endeavors. Okay, right? And what are the functions of financial management? That is to estimate the financial needs, right? And for that financial plan, that will be what? That will be taken. Financially, that means कि suppose for an example, if I am thinking about कि yes, I want to have this thing कि yes, fixed capital, that is going to be their fixed asset, I want to invest in a fixed asset, so accordingly I need to plan. That is, by that fixed capital, that is going to require more finance, and the return on the investment of the fixed asset, that is going to be slow. So I need to what? I need to make plan out of that. For what? For taking of the time, whether I am planning for a short term, for a medium term, or for a long term. Fixed asset, that is obviously for a long term plan, and for working capital, that will be what? That will be for a short duration of a time, that is short term. Okay, then to prepare a budget, right? See, each and every person that they are going to what? They are going to prepare a budget, that is the estimation of the future income and expenditure. And this budget, that is what? That will give you an idea. Okay, yes, what is the financial need? That is, budget is prepared of 10 lakh rupees, so we are going to require at least 12 lakh of rupees. That 2 lakh, that will be what? That will be extra for that. For what purpose? 2 lakh, that will be what? That will be extra, so that if any kind of contingency, that is emergency, that has been arise in the future period of time, then those fund can be utilized. Okay, then to allocate fund in whom? Allocate fund into the various departments like production, sales, marketing, administration, right? See, this as we have seen in the functions of the level of management, that middle level management, they are going to prepare budget and they are going to submit it to top level, and top level, according to that budget, they are going to what? They are going to allocate, they are going to distribute the fund amongst the different departmental heads, right? Then to decide capital structure, okay, by what kind of, see, in the chapter number 8 of OC, that sources of business finance, that we have seen that capital structure, that will be like this, okay, by equity share, preference share, retained profit, that debenture, bond, public deposits, loan from the financial institution, from loan from the commercial banks, right? So this is called as what? This is called as the capital structure, right? So what is the proportion of the owner's fund? That what will be the equity share and a preference share? What kind of that borrowed fund, that is we can say debenture or bond or public deposits, or we are going to borrow a loan, right? We need to what? We need to decide that capital structure, and accordingly we need to prepare what? We need to prepare the particular structure of the business. Okay, then we need to what? We need to acquire the procedure, we need to start the procedure of what? We need to start the procedure of acquiring the finance, right? Yeah, I'm thinking okay, I will take a loan, and I'm sitting and thinking yes, I will take a loan. So the bank people, they are going to come and give me the loan, right? It is not like any kind of telepathy is going on. Okay, yeah, there will be that thought mind reading is there, nothing. I need to what? I need to proceed, I need to apply in the bank, I need to what? I need to submit the documents that are demanded by the bank. Then and then only bank they are going to what? They are going to sanction the loan. Okay, so procedure that need to be taken out. Okay, then to see that each and every activity, financial activity, that is what, that is utilized properly. And most important thing, that is what, that is control over the financial activity. Control it needed, control it is compulsory. If no control is taken, if no control is there, then those financial, that yes, the particular, that top management, they are going to borrow funds from loans, like loans and public deposit and bond, right? So ultimately what, that liability is going to increase day by day, right? First, get the fund, allocate them, get that return, right? That profit that need to be earned, and then you can go ahead for the other particular capital structure. Okay, then to form financial policy and to plan for the tax. You see, tax, that is what, that is a default payment, right? That we need to pay to the government, or else we need to show the government, yes, this is this much of the investment that I have done, so I'm not going to pay taxes for that. Why? Because that investment value, that is what, that is equal to the tax. And to form what? To form the financial policy. Financial policy like the what? On what basis that we are going to sell goods or services. That suppose for an example, I am selling the particular goods to the other person, and my financial policy is that yes, I want to what, I will give them 30 days of credit period. Okay, that person can pay me the money around 30 days. So obviously that financially it will be more. Why? Because my money, that is what, that is blocked for 30 days. That person is going to pay me either within a week, 10 days, 15 days, but max to max 30 days it will be taken. Okay, so this thing is necessary. When this thing will be there, okay, yes, that credit policy is adopted by the company, then the need for the finance, that is going to what, that is going to be more. And to make arrangement of assets, that is whether it is a fixed assets or everything, that machinery, plants and tools, everything. Okay, right? Then next and last, that is production management. What is production? That we have seen the secondary industry definition, that is what, that is converting the naturally available raw material into the consumable finished goods with the help of human effort. That is called as what? It is called as a production, right? That converting raw material into semi-finished to final, with whom? With the human efforts. That is called as what? That is called as a production. And what is production management? That it includes production planning, that what kind of production that they are going to opt, large scale production is with there or not, deciding programs, okay, in what kind of that machinery that they are going to use, how they are going to utilize the particular available manpower, maintaining the coordination by various different levels of management, that is different that departmental heads between, proper direction it will be given, and control is what is in production. Control is necessary, right? Because that control is what, that control is going to give the proper what, the proper quality of the goods. Okay, right? So functions of the production management: first, to decide a production plan, right? How to produce, how, what, in what way or in what manner they are going to start a production. Okay, it can be what the target, it can be divided into the small parts. Okay, suppose 2000 units for the particular whole year, then it will be divided into like by quarterly, 3 months 500, next 3 months 500, 4 months 500, like it will be like that. Okay, so that is what, that is a production plan. Then to undertaken production research. See, production research, it is necessary. Research, that means what, to find out something new, right? Which will what, which will reduce the production cost and which will improve the quality of the production, so that the particular profit margin of whom, of the particular that company is going to what, is going to reduce. Then to select product development as well as product mix, that we have seen, that color, size, appearance, right, weight, that particular after sales services, everything, right? The product development, it must be there. We can take example of mobile and everything, or the technology that has always been changing within 3 months or 6 months, right? What they are doing, they are doing the product development. They are doing what, they are doing a product development. Okay, and to select technology and machinery. See, the latest technology that need to be selected, latest machinery that will be what, that will be implemented or established in the company, so that it will give you what, it will give you the quality production as well as the number of unit of production that is also going to increase. So suppose for an example, old machinery is producing 100 unit per hour, right? And the new machinery that has been came into the market, that has been entered into the market, they are what they are providing 200 in the 1 hour. So same timings, same human effort, but number of unit of output of unit that has been increasing. So the cost price per unit, that is also going to what, that is going to down. Getting my point? So latest technology and machinery that will be selected, and decision that need to be taken regarding what, regarding the location as well as the layout, right? Location, it must be there where production, the manufacturing unit, they are going to get what, they are going to get easy transportation, availability of the raw material, right? And layout, that means the manufacturing plants layout, right? Okay, if machineries are big, large in size, then the particular size of the that building or that particular asset, that will be what, that will be much more higher or larger. Okay, then to estimate required material and other needs of production. See, raw material, that how much if I want to produce 2000 number of units, then I need to what, I need to arrange the raw material in accordance with those particular number of units, that is I want to produce like 2000. And other needs like machinery, right? Some stationary items, some packaging items, everything that is needed for the packaging of production, labeling and everything that is required, what that is required in the production process. Okay, then to have production and quality control, right? Quality control, that is what, that is going to require for what purpose, that is going to require for the purpose of what, for the purpose of the maintaining the quality of first product as well as the last product, right? This quality control is necessary, right? See, if you purchase any electronic item, then one label will be there, QC check. That means that that product is working properly, they have checked that particular product. Even in the pharmaceutical company also, the QC department, they have what, they have the highest responsibility of maintaining what, maintaining the quality of the product, right? Because see, medicines, they are going to what, they are going to going into the market, and if proper quality is not maintained, then that can what, that can affect the human health adversely, right? And production, that need to be in control, that fixed number of unit that will be produced, then the maintenance of the quality that can be there. And to undertake activities to control expenditure or cost, right? See, ultimate target is what, ultimate target is to that having what, having that control over the expenditure, so that the cost price per unit that can be reduced, expenditure, the cost cutting, it will be there, so that the margin of profit is going to what, the margin of profit is going to increase. Proper quality that can be what, that can be maintained. Okay, right? And to introduce variation and simplification in production, right? So various techniques that need to be what, that need to be introduced into the production system. A proper simplification, that means what, okay, by those who are working at the bottom level, they should understand by how they are going to what, how they are going to start the production and how they are going to maintain the quality of the production. So standard method, that will be what, standard and a simple method that will be adopted by the management, so that the production process or the production, that can be what, that can be maintain their quality, as well as they can what, they can have the low cost price per unit. And that those person who are working at the bottom level, they can what, they can easily understand the things, okay, what will be the production plan, how they are going to do the production, what is the routine activity, what is the daily activity, everything it will be there. Okay, right? So here we have completed the first chapter of OCM, that is nature and significance of management. Okay, from the next lecture we are going to start the second chapter, that is principles of management. What you need to do is, you need to find out the question answer that has been given in the exercise, right, through the textbook. And if you found, or if you have problem in what, in finding the answer, then you can ask me. Okay, right? So see you in the next lecture with the new chapter, that is second, principles of management. Thank you. Goodbye.